Hi, Khordmaster here. So I'm curious to know what you guys use to listen to your music. Is it Spotify? Is it YouTube Music? Is it Apple Music? Or is it something different? The reason I asked, so I've been a member or I've been a subscriber to not Apple Music. I'm sorry, it's early. Forgive me. Let me get my tea. 1 second. All right, let's try that again. Yo, let me just tell y'all this real quick. I'm in a great mood this morning. I've been wanting to figure out, and it wasn't that hard at all. It was actually quite easy, but I've been wanting to figure out a way to use this microphone in this setup, and I figured it out. Here we go, right? I just have this mic connected to my Roland Phantom, which is right off camera, right here in front of me. And here we go. Yeah. I mean, I'm using this mic source or the Roland Phantom as an input source, and I have a 10 millisecond delay because this camera that I'm using creates that delay or something. Long and short, hopefully you guys are seeing and hearing me in the highest possible quality that I'm able to produce with all my equipment in the studio here. So I'm excited about that. There was a video I watched not too long ago that talked about like actually no, it was like years ago, like maybe 4 years ago or something, but it talked about not using or not showing, like I guess the psychological benefits of not showing the microphone in the shot. And so previously I was using this mic here, which I'm gonna have other uses for, but I was using this Teenage Engineering microphone, which sounds amazing as well, and I had it off camera, so I had it like slightly like lower than where it currently is, and it was nice, right? It was a little bit away from my face, like maybe like twice the distance away, and it was off camera. But I think that there's a little sort of balancing act between, and so the psychological reason is because like you watching a video, seeing a mic versus not seeing a mic. Like if we're talking in person to each other, there's not a microphone in between us. And for a YouTube video, if there is a mic in between us, it's one added layer of this is not a real conversation, which obviously is not. I'm not in front of you, so it's clear that that's not happening, but it's these like little psychological things. But anyway, like I want to explore this for a little bit. I want to see what this kind of does. I want to see how it sounds, how it feels when I'm even editing it and stuff like that. The reason that I wasn't able to use this before is because I think the moment this setup introduces an additional camera angle is the moment that I'm not able to do this anymore, because the other camera angle is going to mean that I have a different camera there that does not require the offset, the delay offset, but this camera does. So it gets mixed up with that. But I'm not even using the other camera. I have a top down over there. I'm not even using that currently. I'm kind of just more so. Also, I should have maybe zoomed. Can I zoom out a little bit here? Yeah. Oh yeah, when I zoom out, you got some more stuff going on. You got my Teenage Engineering bags there. But no, I just want to talk to you about music. So like, I don't know if Spotify or Apple Music do this in CarPlay or just in their app or whatever as well, but YouTube Music surely does. I want to listen to more albums and less curated playlists. I think a lot of these apps, when you go into them, it's like, hey, it's the morning, or hey, you're at the gym, or hey, here's what you probably want to hear right now. But sometimes it's correct. I'm like, oh yeah, I do want to hear this. But oftentimes a lot of the music that's played is repetitive. It's the same stuff. And I know that there's ways, like YouTube Music has some things in here now, like when you're playing a song and you want to create like a radio from it. Like I created a radio from this song here. I'm not going to play it because I don't want this getting demonetized. But you can go to up next and there's like a all or familiar, or what's the other thing there? Discover. So that's cool. That's a step in the right direction. You could discover more music. But for me, when I get in my car, I want to just have the option to maybe disable and everything but albums. So it's like I put in CarPlay. I want to see maybe, for example, like 6 albums that I put there, where it's like, hey, these are the 6 albums that you're in current rotations. You just click it and it just starts playing. There's no such thing like that right now. In order to get to albums from CarPlay, you have to hit the albums button. Okay, fine. And then it's a scrolling list, and the list is alphabetical order, and that's not what we what we want. I don't want alphabetical order because then it takes forever to scroll through everything, right? So that's one thing. And then I remember like a long while ago when MP3 players were a thing, and there was a feature on there, something along the lines of like here's an album you haven't listened to in a while. So like for me, in order to like make my library of albums that I guess I saved to my library, it's not actually saved to device, but if I made that library albums that I either love or very much like, and maybe even having a separate section for albums that people recommend that I haven't listened to. Maybe I like, maybe I don't. But like be able to have the algorithm, if anything, like generate a recommendation on, hey, you haven't heard this album in a while, or album of the day or something like that would be cool. But it just gets a little bit frustrating, I think, like being able to discover new music in the car. It's like, all right, I'm in the car, I'm getting ready to go. I'm usually moving fast to get to where I have to go. Boom, hit that instant mix. And then it's just, I think YouTube Music, something has happened where the algorithm has gotten a little bit better. I think sometimes now it plays some songs that I'm like, oh shoot, like I didn't expect you to play that. Like that's pretty cool. But I just would like it to get a little bit better. I think the status quo, I'm assuming, I don't know, I could be wrong about this, but whatever platforms that y'all use right now for listening to your music, like I think they prioritize that thing, the algorithm, and it just gives you an instant mix, and you just listen to it, and it's like the same songs, boom, boom, over and over and over and over and over. So I don't know. I just want to talk about that. It was one of the things in my list of videos to talk about. Like I want to get to all of these and just kind of start getting into this flow. I think the other thing too, now that these conversations like this are now Khordmaster keys, right? Khordmaster keys, I still have guests on and stuff as well. I'm trying to figure out, like the other day, I was uploading like 4 videos, and I put them all on YouTube as private, as I always do, and working through getting the descriptions and getting all the stuff kind of situated with it. And then I put them all on Spotify for podcasts, because that's how I distribute my podcast. And that system, you have to either upload it, you have to either publish it now or schedule it. And to schedule it, I just put like a later date. But the later date that I put, because I was lazy, was like 2 days after I was making them. And then I knew I wasn't going to get to updating all these in 2 days. Long and short, like they all got released. It's not a huge deal. I'm not like famous and stuff like that yet. It's like only 2 or 3 people that viewed it, because people aren't watching these videos as much on Spotify yet. I'm still even thinking through, like, as a matter of fact, I was giving some thought to, like, whenever I want to talk about something, and I don't know if this is the right idea or not. Yeah, I don't know if it's the right idea or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But whenever I want to talk about something, like right now, for example, this is something that can be a YouTube video. Cool. But I only release these as podcasts every specific day at a specific time. And those podcasts that are released are oftentimes going to be a grouping of a few of these types of videos. So like this would be like, and then it's like instead of a 10-minute podcast like this might be a 40-minute one or whatever. And the 40-minute podcast has like 3 different YouTube videos that are put together that are just different topics, but the same vibe, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to do that because I know what it feels like to get something consistent from a podcast perspective. I know what it feels like to listen to Nintendo Voice Chat on IGN, and they have a Thursday episode every week, and I'm always excited to listen to it, and it's around the same amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get that consistency, and I think what I just shared is probably something I'm going to try out, and just figure out how to do that. So that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Like I said, I'm excited that I got this stuff set up in a way that like makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one of these videos. Thank you for watching again. Channel memberships, check them out, and Patreon, check it out. Peace.